All right, we are back with another Daily Lasagna. Um, Now my voice is still a little bit scratchy. I took an allergy pill last night, did almost nothing. Um, but anyway, we'll get in there. I just sound a little bit deeper. I'm channeling my inner James Earl Jones. Um, anyway, let's go ahead and hop in and talk about this. So, uh, a few things that were interesting the other day is that, for one, I went out to a Ruby users group. And I haven't been to one for a while, mainly because they held them the same time as Scouts. And I was a Cub Scout leader for quite a while. Um, and a few people were like, well, if it interferes with your professional life, then why don't you quit? And I don't think people completely understand the sort of Mormon culture that we have here. It's not that I didn't feel like I could quit, but I felt like I had a responsibility to stay. So in the LDS church, we have what are called callings, and basically they are assignments, but they're assignments that come from God through our leaders. So He had asked me to be a Cub Scout leader. Um, I've been a Cub Scout leader for I don't even know how many years. But anyway, in this particular congregation, our Cub Scouts is on Tuesdays, and so are most of the users groups meetings. So I couldn't go. Anyway, they moved me around, so now I'm working in the Sunday school instead of in Cub Scouts. So I actually have the evening free. So I went to the users group meeting. And it was awesome. I ran into a few folks that I had known for quite a while, and what was interesting is that it turns out that one of them has been watching these videos. So who knew? It kind of gave me a little bit of a kick in the pants and was like, okay, um, this is at least somewhat effective because people are watching. One other thing that was interesting about it too was, now that I'm getting on and actually looking at the numbers here, I'm going to move the video over for a minute. I Google Hangout. Um, it turns out looks like about 20 people have watched the last two or three. So um, I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of exciting just seeing that kind of creep up. So anyway, I'm probably going to be posting some videos this week from some of the online conferences. I also need to get a couple of things done for Newbie Remote Conf to get those videos to the people who attended. Anyway, but yeah, so it's been great as far as just kind of getting a little bit of affirmation here that some people want to see the videos and that it's helping out. A few other things that are of interest that I decided to do. I feel like, just to back up, I feel like taking action is a big deal. And so if I see or hear something that rings true to me, then I start thinking about it and then I start acting on it. And one of those things is just reducing negativity. And I had been thinking about it for a while, and negativity, a lot of people blame on the people around them. And it's true to a certain extent that people around you will affect the negative energy in your life. But I feel like most of the negative energy in my life is the way that I react to things or the way that I do things. So, in other words, I hear something about something that happens in politics, or I hear something that happened to or around one of my neighbors, or something like that, right? Or people are complaining about the HOA in my neighborhood, or whatever, right? There are a million things, and it's up to me. I can't believe that they did that, and it's ridiculous that people think this thing or that thing. And when it comes right down to it, I'm choosing to react negatively, and I don't need that negative energy in my life. Now, I do feel like I have a responsibility to be aware of the things that are going on out in the world because I have to participate in it. I vote. I feel like I have a responsibility to vote and things like that. But I was dedicating way, way, way too much time to these kinds of negative or inputs that made me have these negative feelings. So I actually unsubscribed from about 4 podcasts on my podcast app that were all centered around politics. Now, I'm not going to go into my politics, but I think both sides have decided that there's plenty to be upset about. And a lot of these shows are talking about what's wrong with the other side or what's wrong with the way people are reacting to things in the country. And anyway, I just didn't need it. The things that I really needed to know, the things that I feel like are are going to affect my civic duty, I can keep track of those in other ways. So, whether Donald Trump does one thing or the other, or whether, the Democrats or Republicans in Congress do one thing or the other, I don't need to be angry about it. I'll be aware of it, but, a lot of the decisions that these people are making don't affect my day-to-day life and just take energy from it. So anyway, I'm yeah, like I said, I'll be aware, to the extent that they pass certain laws or don't pass certain laws, but I'm not going to spend time listening to, podcasts and talk radio around these different topics. So anyway, I eliminated that area of negativity out of my life. And, if I feel like I really need it or miss it, I may add it back in. I'm still open to that. But yeah, it's not critical. And then the other thing that I was doing yesterday is I've been trying to fix this old van so that we can sell it and I can spend a few $100s to go down to VMworld, which is in Las Vegas. I'm probably going to try and keep it to $150. If we can sell the van for $1,000, that gives us a good chunk of change to live on for the next little while as well, just to cover some other expenses. But I have been working the sponsorship process, and I've got a whole bunch of people lined up or close to lined up to make some of the stuff work in September. It's just, right away I need that extra money. So I'm working on that. I'm actually wearing a shirt that says "Trust the Process." It's a shirt made by my friend John Sanmez. Yeah, anyway, that's the idea. So I'm just working and trusting the process and getting that together. One other thing I realized is that I don't have to go down for the whole event. So I'm probably going to try and make it down to VMworld just for a day or so and then come home instead of staying for all 4 days. So I'm trying to get all my meetings in on Tuesday and maybe Wednesday morning so that, I can drive back Wednesday afternoon. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing here and just working through this. So I've been going through, I had basically a Trello board set up in Asana, and it listed all the people that I had been contacting for podcast sponsorship, and I'm moving it all over to a CRM. And it's actually been nice because I can set up reminders for myself and tasks for myself and then make sure that I'm following up. And again, it's just trusting the process. And then I'm probably going to pull in my virtual assistant. I have a virtual assistant in the Philippines and have him do a lot of the automated outreach and things like that for a lot of these folks. So that should be interesting as well. Just seeing how much of this I can push off my plate once I have it going. So yeah, anyway, I'm also most of the way through Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. No, I am through it. I finished it last night. And I started another book called You Are the Placebo. And this was recommended to me by my business coach, Jamie. And anyway, it's pretty out there in my opinion. But at the same time, it basically talks about the power of the mind to create physical manifestations. And like I said, it's pretty out there. But the thing is that there is some science to indicate the effectiveness of placebo. And if that's the case, then, maybe this explanation actually has some merit. But the thing that I'm getting out of it, and the thing that's interesting about it, is that he talks about this consciousness and the energy that it creates. And for me, I attribute um, a lot of that to God. And so I feel like, wherever you derive that center of power and, positive energy, um, you can probably affect some of the same things in your life, be it through, faith in the power of your mind, or faith in God, or faith in something else. Um, but yeah, it also really just kind of drove home for me the fact that we have way more power to affect the world around us than we thought. So, you know, just go out there and, really focus on having the kinds of things and the kinds of energy and the kinds of personality and the kinds of outcomes that you want. And you can probably achieve it. It's incredible what people achieve once they kind of get around the roadblocks that they set up in their own minds. So anyway, yeah, those are kind of my thoughts for the day. And yeah, so today um, I'm recording some new podcast sponsorship messages, and then I'm working on some emails for Angular Dev Summit this morning because I wanted to get some of those out today. And then I'm gonna actually be reviewing affiliate um, product to sell, and then setting up some emails to go out around that. And then I have Adventures in Angular, and then I'm probably going to wind up working on my car. I got it started, I got it to run, and it looks like the oil pump is out because it's acting like it's low on oil, and it's not. So I think my father-in-law is going to come up this afternoon and help me finish fixing it, figure it out. So anyway, should be interesting. But yeah, have a great day, and I will be back around tomorrow for more of this. Tomorrow I have Toastmaster, so I'll probably do this and then go go to that. But anyway, yeah, have a good one.